Hello and welcome to my YouTube channel, Augusto Argandoña Fine Arts. Anytime in this narrated tutorial you can click on the subscribe button to subscribe to my channel. This particular painting is going to be the first one in a new series of paintings that I will be doing called 20-minute watercolors. Some in this series may be less than 20 minutes, some will be exactly 20 minutes, and some will be just a tad under 20 minutes. But generally speaking, that's the time limitation that I'm giving to this new series of watercolors. And as I said, this is the first one. So with that in mind, I'll just go ahead and start with the 20-minute watercolor. I'm going to start by adding a little bit of water to the sky area. Not too much. I'm going to leave some areas white for clouds. And then I'm going to bring in some combination of manganese blue and cobalt blue. These tropical areas, tropical skies are really very bright, so I'm just going to go like that. Just leaving a few areas for the clouds. Bring in a little bit more of both blues, like that. And that's pretty much it for this nice tropical scene. I'll bring some of that over here, and that's it. I'm going to bring a little bit more of the blue in some of the areas here, like that. Maybe a little bit over here, and that's pretty much it. Leave it like that. While that's drying, I'm going to change brushes to a smaller brush, round brush. And I'm going to add a little bit of water here. This is making some dunes, working around the base of those palm tree trunks. Like that. And I'm going to bring in some raw sienna with aureole in yellow and a little bit of cerulean blue, just to get the base color for these grasses that I grow in here, these dunes. Just quickly, just leave some white areas for the sand. Bring a little bit more of the raw sienna, like that. Like I said, leave some areas for showing the white of the sand. And I'm going to bring a little bit more of the greenish color, darker color. More raw sienna, more cerulean blue. A little darker greens. Like that. There we are. Now I'm going to darken some of those greens. I'm going to bring a little bit more, a few darker areas. Like that there. And mix all those colors and get some indications of grasses. But for that I'm going to change my brush to a flat brush. Bring a little bit more of the raw sienna with Payne's gray, and I'll do a little bit more of those indications of grasses into the sand, like that. And that's pretty much it. Do a few darker areas here. And that's it. Not more than that. So now I'm going to get a smaller brush, round brush, pick up a little bit more of the raw sienna. So the cerulean blue, and come over here and add some colors around the trunks of those palms. Bring it right to the sand and the bushes there. I'm going to bring some under sea green with that raw sienna and some Payne's gray. And come over here and do the shapes of some of those palm trees against that dark, lighter sky. I'm also going to bring in some sepia and mix there with the under sea green, and I come over here and there's a little bit of detail for those darken this area like that. Also bring in a little bit more aureole in yellow and some of the yellow. Like that. There we are. Just a little bit of water there from when I did the sky. That's all right, we'll take that. Some indications of the palm trees in the background. A little bit more of the darker green. A little bit over here too. Some greenery here. And the sand. There we are. Then we'll bring some ultramarine blue with a sepia and do a little bit of darker areas here. And maybe the Payne's gray will be better. Do the next level of greenery closer to the grasses in front. Like that, get that indication of the grasses growing there. There we are, and that's it. I'll leave that alone. Now I'm going to change brushes again to a smaller brush. Get some Payne's gray, a little bit of cobalt blue. No, instead of Payne's gray, I'm going to use brown matter and cobalt blue. That's the color. And then do this palm trunk, leaving one side white, the sunny side. There we go. With that, I come back over here, do the same thing. There's still a little bit of wetness on the paper in that area, but that's all right. I'm gonna take a smaller brush, get some yellow and a little bit of the ultramarine blue, and come over here and start doing some of these palm trees that are swaying in the breeze. Like that. Bring some Payne's gray, mix with that color, and come over here too. Like that. A little bit more Payne's gray. These palm trees are swaying in the breeze, so that's the way they look. A little bit more yellow, some orange color over here. little bit of burnt umber for the dry fronds over here too, like that. Clean my brush, and I bring some of that dark green again. These fronds are swaying in the breeze, so then have to do them like that. Same thing there. Do a little bit of the sepia mixed there with the yellow and the paint's gray. It's going to get a darker green. These fronds are just swinging in the breeze, so that's the way to do it. These palm trees here, like that. There we are. Okay, now clean my brush, pick up some cobalt turquoise mixed with a little bit of manganese blue, and do the water. Across like that. They leave some of the white crests for the waves that are breaking onto the shore. Like that. Get some paints gray, a little bit of the cobalt blue, and clean my brush a little bit more. Get that color out of my brush. Paints gray, and I'm going to bring some ultramarine blue instead and do that horizon. There we are. Go back to the blue. I'll add a little bit of the yellow to it just to give that water a little different color. A little stronger color. There we are, like that. Now get some of this gray tone that I already started before. Come over here and do some of that wet sand on the shore, like that. And also bring some of that color over here too in some areas. Combine it like that. Bring a little bit of burnt sienna. Into that sand. Not too much. Clean my brush and soften those areas. Like that. And lastly, I'm gonna get another different brush, get some cobalt blue with this green that I have in my palette. Very light green, and do this island that's on the distance over here. Again, a little bit more green over here. Like that, there. And now I'm going to get some smaller brush. Excuse me. Get some sepia, ultramarine blue, and do this palms, the shadow side of this palm trunks. Like that. Yeah, like that. Lastly, I get some burnt umber, a little bit of burnt sienna, and put some people here on the beach. There, in the distance. Maybe over here, like that. And did some different colored bathing suit. This person's gonna have a little bit of red. The next person will have a little bit of blue over here. There we are. And that's about it. Then I'm gonna bring some, this is dry, do some of the seagulls that are always present. Yeah, like that. And then we use some of that color. Bring my, this is almost dry. Get a different brush and sign it. And that's the 20-minute watercolor. As I said, this is the first one in a series of watercolors called 20-minute watercolors. This happened to be just under 20 minutes. Thank you, until next time.